Resulted in the death of one person and injuries to a number of others. We have a dedicated investigative response for that incident. This team is currently taking statements. They've taken in excess of 20 statements and are processing the scene from Page. This, I expect, will take some time still. There's a lot of material to go through, but if there is anybody in the community that saw anything or witnessed anything on Saturday morning, I'd appreciate them contacting us or contacting Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. Happy to take any questions.
Can you tell us any more about what you think happened in the lead up to the man's death and police arriving?
Look, the circumstances of that we're still working through. What I can say is we're very fortunate that the emergency services that we have in the ACT, certainly from the policing perspective, they turned up to a scene that was unpredictable and extremely dangerous. They were confronted by an armed offender who they were able to disarm and arrest and transport to hospital. So, you know, as I said though, the circumstances we're still working through and we will be for some time.
Can you talk us through the injuries and perhaps the weapons used?
They were edged weapons that were used, and all the victims have numerous stab and injuries from an edged weapon.
And do you know if it was a random attack or were they known to each other?
The people are known to each other, yes, they are.
Are we talking kitchen knives or other kinds of knives?
Look, they are edged weapons. The exact details of those I won't be talking about today, but you know, the injuries were significant and are significant to all the people involved.
Can you update us on the condition of the 3 people in hospital?
So the 3 people in hospital have all undergone surgery and are all expected to survive their injuries.
The man who was arrested, was he known to police?
No.
Did all 4 people live in the same house?
No, they didn't.
Can you tell us about any other properties that were involved in this?
No, there has been no other properties involved in this. There were some properties that were involved in that the crime scene extended to them, but you know, this incident occurred in one premises, and that's the premises we're concentrating on.
When you say extended, to elaborate on that?
Well, one of the victims walked out of the house. So, you know, by sheer movement, the crime scene was extended.
So he was going for help?
Well, he left the house.
Into another house or onto the street?
He did both, yes, and subsequently the police, when they first responded, spoke to him initially. So, I mean, the important thing here is, you know, the community again in the ACT, and I'm on record saying this previously, were the ones that contacted police. And, you know, this is the type of cooperation the police need to be able to do our job properly in the ACT. And again, this is an example of where the community's helped us, and we were able to get to the incident to help some of the members of the community.
Do you know who actually lived in the property, and whether it was a rental property or?
Yeah, we do know who lived there, but I won't be going on to that today.
4 people involved. Was it just one person who was armed?
At this stage, it appears so.
When can we expect any charges to be laid?
We've got everybody that's in hospital are undergoing surgery, still sedated and heavily sedated, and we haven't been able to speak to any of them yet because of their medical condition, so it will be some time.
And how long are we expecting forensics to still be at the scene and for the investigation?
Yep, I expect that they'll be there today and probably into tomorrow. It's an extensive investigation that we have there, and you know, I expect that they do a thorough investigation, so they'll be there for some time.
And a special team's been established to deal with this investigation. Why do we need a new team?
It's a team with specialist investigators. We've got specialist investigators because it's such a serious incident.
What kind of specialists are you?
We take this incident very seriously, and so we put our best investigators into these jobs, and the speciality of these investigators in relation to homicide.
Can you describe the condition of the property when you entered?
Well, it was it was a terrible scene. You know, there was a lot of blood, you know, for the responding police and paramedics that went there, it's terrible.
Was there much damaged furniture or
I,
walls or anything?
I don't think it's appropriate to go into that at the moment. I can tell you it was a terrible scene. There was a lot of blood everywhere, and it's not something that I probably want to talk about.
And what about the neighbours? How are they recovering? It must be pretty traumatic.
Yeah, I think everybody in the community is traumatised by it. It's a tragic situation. You know, we've got a man that's dead, and we've got some people with some really horrific injuries. So, you know, everybody from the community, you know, the surrounding community, the people who live next door, as well as, you know, all our first responders are affected by this. So, yeah, you know, luckily we have support networks in place in ACT policing that are working with our police to make sure that they can turn up and do their job tonight.
And was there anyone else in the house apart from the 4 people that have been identified?
Not that I know of.
Can you tell us what age they were?
Look,
Roundabout?
they're
That's
8.
detailed in the media release.
Yeah, that detail will be in the media release.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, someone just asked another. Do you want the microphone out of the way? Leave it there. All right. Too quick on it.